Hi guys, I've got a new video for you today. We're going to be making this sort of fossilised looking pot. It's a ceramic pot, but it's all been done with paper craft supplies on an inexpensive pot. Okay, let's get started. Okay, hi guys, I've got another video for you today. If you've read my blog before, you'll know that one of the things I really like to do with my craft supplies is take them off the page. I think you can do a lot more with your craft supplies than just make cards, and wherever possible I like to make handmade gifts with mine, and I find that you can pick up really inexpensive objects in places like Poundland and the Range and places like that, and then you can add a bit of your paper craft supplies to it and make something that was very cheap into something that looks like a much more expensive gift. So I'm going to do that today with this. This is actually meant to be a toothbrush holder. I picked this up in Poundland for £2. It's just a white pot, and they've had a go at doing a bit of a marble effect on it, but it's not the best. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it into a plant pot. So I've got some of my current favourite leaves. So you'll have seen me using these on the card the other week. So this is the fern leaf, the big fern leaf from the Greetery. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to apply these around the sides of the pot. So it'll take 3 leaves to fill the pot up. I'm going to glue those on, and then once those are dry, I'm going to cover the pot in a layer of paste so that the leaves are embedded, and then I'm going to apply some colour over the top in an ombre effect. So stay tuned, and we'll take this through in stages. There'll be 3 parts to this video because I'll need things to dry in between. Okay, so let's first of all, let's try adding one of the leaves. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to use my lawn fawn glue, and I'm just going to apply it to my leaf. It's going to get a little bit messy, but this really doesn't matter because we just need enough to stick onto the pot, and any that sticks out we can rub off. Okay, so there's my first application. And then we're just going to take the pot and we're going to apply the leaf. I've used a reasonably thick cardstock to die cut the leaf from. If it's too thin, then when you put the paste on, you won't get, I'm sort of looking for that sort of a fossilised effect. So it looks like the leaf isn't there, but you need it to be reasonably thick for it to work. Okay, so that's the first leaf on. There you go. I'm going to carry on with that, and then I'll come back and we'll do the next part of the video once that's all dry. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just popping back on quickly. This is the leaves applied. So I've just die cut 3 from white card, and I've just glued them on. So now I'm going to give that 10 minutes or so to dry, and then I'll start adding some paste. Right, hi guys. So now the paper's dried onto the pot. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply some paste over the top. I've already made a start so that you can see what we're looking for. So I've completely covered the paper up. I'm actually using my pearl paste again because I've got a tub that I dropped some ink into, so it's gone a bit discoloured. So I'm just going to use this up, but any paste will do, a gesso, an embossing paste, anything you've got. And you don't need to have mega skills to do this technique. I've just got a plastic palette knife, and I'm literally just scraping it on, making sure that I go in all the directions to get it in between all the leaves. And it's going to look a bit rough, But then what I'm going to do, especially to get this area at the top, is I'm just going to use my finger. Your fingers are your best craft tools always. So I'm just going to use my finger, as you can see there, and then smoothing out so that I'm running it to almost nothing at the top, because we just want something that's going to grab ink later on, and the paste will do that. And then the same, blend the areas here so that we've got a smooth finish, but it looks sort of like when you see a fossil. And we've just got a new fossil museum down the road from us, so I think I've been inspired by all their images that we see when we drive past every day. Do a little bit more. So again, just as you go around, stick the paste on, make sure you've got a good coverage, and then use your finger to just blend it through so you're getting a smooth finish at the top. Okay, hopefully that's clear, and I'll finish it off and we'll come back to do stage 3, adding the colour. Okay. So here we are, guys. This is the pot when it's been completely smothered in paste. A bit of a wrinkle there, let's get rid of that. And another one. So you're just looking to cover everything really in a layer, not too thick. So I've used probably about a 1/16 of a jar of paste. So it's not as much as you might think to cover it. So once that's dry, which will take maybe about an hour, then I will start to do some colouring effects on it, and then we'll be nearly done. Okay, thanks very much. Hi guys, I'm back from leaving this. I must admit it got left overnight because I was busy doing other stuff to finish it off last night. So I hope you can still see, because it's very gloomy and overcast today. But this is with the paste all dried, so you can still see some of the marbling showing through, but we're going to cover that up in a minute. You can see there I've already got my oxide colours out. I've got antique linen, shabby shutters, peeled paint and forest moss. So I'm going to go for an ombre style finish. I've already given it a go so that we know where we're heading. So this is what it's going to look like when it's completed. Okay, so we'll do a bit now. Sorry if I'm a bit croaky still, I can't shake this summer cold off. So all I'm going to do is I've got just a small tool, and I'm not going to change the colours in between. I'm not precious about the inks going onto each other. I don't think it'll be a problem. I'm just going to start with the lightest and work my way down. So I'm going in with the antique linen first, and I'm just going to sponge some of that colour across the top. Hopefully you can see this. I'm going to build it up in sort of thirds of the way round the pot, so that I don't get my hand on the wet ink all the way. So once I've got enough of that colour into place, then I'm going to go straight in with the next colour down, which I've forgotten already, is Shabby Shutters. Just turn those back over. So this is, I'm going for sort of a naturalistic finish to match the fern really. So straight over with that and blend up and down onto the colours, then down into peeled paint for the next colour. So this has got a bit more vibrant greenness about it. Oops, sorry, I've just realised I've moved it off camera. That's not very helpful of me. Okay, here you see where we're going now. So we've got the green on. So if the blending isn't how you want it, just take a bit of the previous colour and tap it on top. So then you can see we're getting more of a seamless ombre blend between the colours now. And then finally I'm going into Forest Moss, which is my darkest colour. Take it right down into the bottom of the pot. You'll see it looks different where I'm joining up, but that's because that's dried overnight. I did my play testing last night to make sure it worked. Okay, a bit more of the dark. blend it up, and then I'm just going to take a corner of the peeled paint again and just merge the colours together a bit and make sure I'm getting any of the white edges that are still showing blended out. Blend it into the bit where it's joined up at the side, and that's that side completed. So all I'm going to do now is continue my way around the pot till we've got the colour everywhere we want it, and then I'm going to leave it to dry. It will dry over the top of the paste, but obviously the colour won't be waterproof because it's a water-based ink. So if you want, I'm probably going to put one of my crocheted cactuses in this. No, I didn't crochet them myself, so I buy them because I can't crochet to save my life. But I do have quite a collection of little crocheted plants. So I don't actually need it to be waterproof. But if you did, and what I'm going to do, just to make sure it stays solid and there's no problem if it gets watered with any of the other plants that are around it, I'm going to give it a spray with a matte clear varnish, just to seal all the colour in when I finished. I'm not going to do that on camera because I don't want to get varnish on the camera, and I want to do it outside because it's always better with spray products that you don't inhale them, particularly as I'm feeling very chesty. So I'll finish the colour off, I'll give it a spray outside, and then I'll show you the final finished product, probably with its little friendly cactus in. Okay, thanks very much. Happy crafting. Right guys, here we are, the final finished thing. So as you can see, this has now had a coat of clear matte varnish all over it. So it's nice and solid, nothing's going to rub off, and it's waterproof. I used this Polar Flawless Lacquer in Crystal Clear Matte. We don't sell it in the store, I just got it off Amazon, but I have found that there are some pretty crappy spray varnishes out there, and this one is really easy to use, goes on really well, and the nozzle doesn't clog after use, so I would recommend that one. Okay, so I hope that's inspired you to go and find some cheap crockery and make it into something a bit more spectacular. Okay, thanks very much, happy crafting.